Good morning. These guys are just super loud today. They have so much to say. So much dog to talk about. The dogs are loud. Yeah. You might want to grab the stuff off the printer when you come back.
I will.
See what is going on today. And you will. Get my charcoal lit. Alright, so my mouse does not like this one. Good morning, Dragon Dancer. How is it going? I apologize a little early. I am sick. Not COVID as far as I can tell. But I'm going to try to make it through without coughing too much. Let's see what we can get rolling. He brought my speaker, but he didn't even turn the damn thing on. We like our white bat sound in the background. Correct. At least I think everybody does. Hi, Para. How are you this morning? Look at White Bat Audio. Oh, we don't want too loud. But, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, with everything going on, the stress and yada yada, I just, definitely took a sickness. I have every symptom of COVID, but all my tests so far are negative, so I don't know what's going on there. But I mean, I've got the extreme tired. I don't feel good. I do generally take pretty good care of myself as far as health is concerned. So, excuse me. I promise I will not do that the whole time. That's the charcoal lighting. I'm just waiting for Mr. Rook to get back in here so we can get started. We are going next week when we come. Obviously, I think Friday we'll be there to help set up Friday night. And then Saturday when we come, we're going to use our Land Safe concoction and sprayer to spray down the labby to get some of those weeds out. So we'll be doing that. We may actually come out to the land today just because, as everybody knows, like I've had a rough week and I need some time. I need some zone out and clarity. So that will be exciting. Yeah, it's going around too. And the sick thing, it's like it's not COVID. It's just a cold. I've had this before. This is moved into my chest. Hopefully tomorrow I'll feel better. If I don't, I'll be heading up to the dock and kind of going from there because, yeah, I just don't feel that great. Obviously, much worse in the morning. So, you know. I will tell you one thing, paranormal, don't make self-fulfilling prophecy either. If you think she doesn't like you, or if she did something that makes you think that person, he or she, doesn't like you, then you're more likely to do things that they will not like. So it does not matter. If somebody seems to not like you, you need to, or I would recommend, I can't tell you what you should do, but I would recommend moving on and letting it go from that and just keep doing your thing. Yeah, it's been no fun, that's for sure. I know we're going to go out somewhere. I want to go to the Grove. I may not be able to make it quite that far from the house. It's the only thing that I might wait on. But we might see you there. I know, like I said, I just want to get out and do something. Brad's going to get mad at me for this hing, but man, it cleans up my sinuses.
Let me know when you want your beverage.
Now,
I shall.
if you're okay with it. Thank you. Hi.
Hello.
You can see we have a new tablecloth after multiple years. Should see
I burnt it during a candle magic.
Sure did.
I was working on for a friend, so it's
Sure
for a good
did.
cause. That candle ignited.
And it lit the table on fire too, but you didn't know that. That's some char down there.
I was hoping you didn't know.
Oh, I know. It's jar. But excuse me. Yeah, I definitely need some vent out time, some just silencio and the gracio under the trio, for lack of not knowing any other language. I actually had some chamomile tea this morning that we handmade for with honey, so hopefully that'll help too. I know I'm not supposed to when you're sick, but Ma, you cannot dig my legs. You might have to go in the back. It hurts. She's digging. But yeah, I mean, we have a couple places around here that aren't too far that we might be able to go and just be outside and, you know, have some silence. That's really what I need. But going to the Grove would be my ideal. That's what I kind of want to do, but again. So, I don't know. Like I was saying, we got new tablecloth finally put on. We've cleaned up a little bit, maybe rearranged a few things so that it's just a little better. You know. I like getting that, a little bit of a cleanup going on. So, I'm kind of looking at just how far of a delay we have. I don't know how to reduce that, if you can even reduce that. But it's about a good 15 seconds. So if we sound weird, that's why. We've got a delay going, but... yeah. Ziggy, good morning. Good morning. I'm waiting for Rook to get back in here with our libations.
Here's some good head.
It looks like the head's gone down a bit because you really went about a half inch to an inch. Yes, we have to have our alcohol of choice. So it does look much cleaner.
Yeah. Cool. Do you like it?
Move some things around. Yeah. I think it works. Tried to get some of my more springy things up here. We've got some yellow citrine, some quartz, some blue apatite, some rose quartz that's hard to see, and some aura quartz. Actually, a piece of aura quartz that was given to me by Anna. So, really excited to have that on there.
Anna's a good person.
We've had some really big delays in here. Last week it was like 30. Oh my God, that hurts. But today, after our little service today, we've got a couple of weird topics, but we're going to hit them. We're going to talk a little bit about prepping.
Yeah, prepping. I think what we all learned is important after COVID. We didn't before, right? And the hurricane, not to mention.
Yeah, well, we prepped before that. We do prepping activities, I should say. That is beer.
More.
We don't have any champagne, and it's not as refreshing. I cannot do the mead today. It makes me too drunk.
Yeah,
that alcohol's too high.
The mead's pretty strong.
But I'm excited because we do have to do the first transfer of our strawberry mead today, if you want.
Yes.
We've got about 3.5 gallons. So way more than I expected, so we'll have that. I think that would be a great idea to sponsor Sound Healing, even if it was throughout. I will tell you, of all the things that we may sponsor sound healing wise, doing it out at the land, nothing has beat that yet.
Nothing can
Not
beat
even
that.
at the Cosmic Connections where we went. It's the outside under the tree at the Grove or at the land. Whew. Yes.
It's something definitely amplified out there.
Yes, I think that would be amazing.
Beltane.
Yes, I know, Ziggy. Our go bag has no champagne. Oh, it does have inactive dry yeast that has a shelf life of 6 years and a full set of heirloom seeds in a shelf pack. But we're going to talk about that. I'm excited about that. But I think that's our kind of what we'll do today. I think after this we'll rack our mead, which basically just means transferring. We'll transfer that over. We might leave it a little longer. I don't know. We're trying new things, but I don't want to ruin that much meat at one time by trying something new. I do want to go out on a motorcycle ride if I'm not coughing.
Oh my God, that was so fun. Yesterday we had a good one.
We did.
And it's the one thing. Good morning, Lee.
Shit. Hey. Oh my God.
Good morning, Lee.
That's what happens when the hing. I forget.
Nothing has been that like. Jesus.
I forgot to take it off. It's burning.
Nothing has been like. That's been one of the, I should say, one of the most freeing feelings is riding on those. Your motorcycle and my scooter.
Yes.
But you just feel like you're just going.
Excuse me. I'm so sorry, y'all. I thought about taking today off, but I'm like, I really don't want to. I want to keep going. And this cough is coming from the asafoetida that I burnt.
See, asafoetida is not good for you.
My sinuses are clear.
Ooh.
Your demons are gone. Not even the demons can sit through that.
God.
Vampires had nothing wrong with garlic. You put some hing in there. I bet you can't keep them around. You can taste that in your blood, I'm sure. Anyway. So
although we might want to keep them around.
Yeah. Not a long show today, but...
just quick and easy.
Yeah. And then, like I said, afterwards, we've got a lot to do today in a short period of time. It's, spring forward time, So, sucks.
Got to get a costume for the tea.
I do. Don't you have one?
No, that's a leprechaun. I want something different.
Oh.
I don't know if a leprechaun would be appropriate.
I think a leprechaun would be appropriate for a tea.
Excuse me.
I think a leprechaun would be more than appropriate. So if you don't know what we're talking about, I think most everybody in here does. This coming Saturday,
Sábado,
from 4 to 6 p.m. at the UU Fort Myers congregation, we're having the Marge Hare's Tea Party. And at this point, I'm excited. I do want to find something to wear.
It's going to be a lot of fun, I think.
I don't do well dressing up because I overheat so easy. I'm a little worried about that, but I definitely want to dress up and do something fun.
Oh, Joy said the leprechaun would be appropriate. Okay.
I think it would.
Then I have a costume. However, it's an inflatable one.
Oh, God.
So
really?
It blows up. I'll be a jolly leprechaun.
I will not be wearing an inflatable costume.
It has a fan. You should look at that. They have fans in them.
Yeah, but that's to keep it blown up, not for you to keep cool. Okay.
I have to try it on and send Joy a picture, see if she approves. Thank you, Paranormal.
Sorry. Now the air conditioner's on and blowing the smoke in my face.
I know just a little bit.
God. So I don't know what I'm gonna wear. I don't know what I'm gonna dress up as. I don't really have a whole lot. Why did the air conditioner turn on right as I put that on?
I think you should be a gnome. We need to find you a gnome or a troll.
Is that because I'm fat?
No.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it would be a cute costume. You can wear the leprechaun and I'll do the gnome.
No, I don't want to blow up. That's not for me. Okay. So anyway, that's kind of the thing we're working at right now. I'm going to let, you're going to find me something that's going to work. And,
I'll check it.
Yeah, we'll check it out. So, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to get some things ready. We didn't call our circle yet either.
All right, shall we?
I think we shall.
We could do it without coughing because of your incense. Ooh, a red queen. Whoop, whoop.
Who's doing red queen? Is that dragon?
Dragon. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. No, I think he's gonna obviously we'll put it on and kind of go from there and see what the feeling is. You know, lots of things. I thought about dressing up as a mushroom,
That would be really cool.
but I don't know if there's a mushroom costume.
I don't know. We'll look.
We should. We shall and we must.
All right. Hear me, friends and ancestors from the east. Hear my voice carried on the air of clarity and truth. Watch over us as we cast our circle of safety and love.
See me, friends and ancestors from the south. See my flame of passion and creation seared into the energy of the universe. Watch over us as we cast our circle of limitless possibility.
Feel me, friends and ancestors from the west. Feel my love, fear, sadness, and joy washed into the waters of the rivers of compassion. Watch over us as we cast our circle of connection and motion.
Reach me, friends and ancestors from the north. Reach my feet and hands, the earth in my toes and work of my fingers. Watch over us as we cast our circle of strength and grounding.
Know me, friends and ancestors from the ether. Know my intent, know my heart, and know my spirit. Watch over us as we ask you all to join us in perfect love and perfect trust.
Hear, see, feel, reach, and know that the circle is safe, the circle is sacred, and the circle is cast.
Be it so. So mote it be.
Salvete omnes.
So be it. There are mushroom costumes.
I saw that. I'm excited. I would definitely do a mushroom.
That's cool.
And I'm not allowed to say any words the whole time. Just beep 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 do. No words.
All right. So books, what are you reading?
I have made a lot of progress in The Expanse 2. You know, I've mentioned this before. I have noticed when I am at a superiorly level of stress or discomfort, the ability to pick up and read fiction is the thing that gets me back around. So with everything that's happened with my dad last week and just and not one of the things you forget or that I didn't count on, that most of you probably know, or maybe you didn't think about it either, it was hard seeing my parent that way. It was very difficult, but it wasn't near as difficult as seeing how the rest of the family was reacting and the difficulties they were having. It was, you know, we think about the stress of losing a parent, but we don't think about the stress of everything else that goes along with it. And it's probably why I'm sick, you know, it's definitely stress. I don't want to share too much information, but I have dyshydrotic eczema, so when I get really stressed, my fingers and my feet get really bubbly. Like eczema, and it comes out. So I know these little things about myself. So those have all reappeared, but now I feel pretty calm and de-stressed about everything, and kind of coming back into a normalcy. But just kind of thinking about what everybody else is going through, you don't count on that stress as part of what you go through, you know. So all that being said, that kind of has pushed me back into reading The Expanse. I love the book. I just, you know, I'm not a huge fiction reader. I like movies, but I do want to watch more sci-fi and stuff. Like, I always used to be really into that when I was younger, but I love to read the science fiction books and things like that, space opera, if you want to call it that. And I made probably like 15 chapters worth through. They're small chapters, but I got through quite a bit of that. I also did some reading I thought I brought it, but I wonder if I set it somewhere. It must be in the kitchen.
What you looking for?
It's not. I don't have to get it unless you want to. It's the 4 Elements of the Wise.
Huh.
It's
I think that's what Dragon said she was reading too. Yeah, Dragon Dancer.
Yes. Oh, really? Great book, by the way.
Be in the kitchen?
It is in the kitchen on the end. I just brought it in there to read. So I made some progress in there. It's slow going because I'm utilizing what I'm reading to kind of further develop the tarot and elements courses that I've been working on for cups. So
You want me to take it up here?
yeah, you can't. I can turn that on too. I don't know how well it'll fit.
It'll be perfect if it will.
Yeah, I moved it, so you have to bring it. Yeah, it's not going to do it. So that's okay.
Take it up here.
Um,
I want to show mine too.
So this is Ivo Dominguez. If you have not followed him on Facebook, YouTube, whatever it is, you probably should. Excellent writing style, very easy to understand, very non-judgmental. And it's funny because the way he's explaining things as I've started getting through this book, I'm starting to, and this happens a lot, I'm peeling out some of my own personal beliefs because I didn't have a way to explain them or know them before, but they match what he's talking about. So that's one of the things that I love about reading these kind of books in general, is because I'm like, I believe that. I'm glad, now that I know you do too, you explain it to me and it makes more sense, and I've been explaining it to other people wrong. So it's been very hard to kind of see and understand. Like the fundamental lore, we're putting notes together for kind of like a level 2 elements course, just to kind of talk through what are the representations and how can you utilize elements more in your practice, as opposed when we first start thinking, oh, element of fire is all about fire. I'm like, that's a complete symbolic understanding. So great book. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Dragon Dancer. I love this. It's been very nice. I got a lot of ways to go, but my problem is it's reading is slowing me down so much because I'm taking notes and putting things off to the side and typing things up, so that I'll have a reference back. But as far as the tarot class, a lot of talk about how the elements work through the tarot, through the Kabbalistic and the Hermetic tree, which I'm not familiar with. So reading and learning new pieces about that has been freaking awesome. So this is an amazing book. Once you're done reading it, Dragon, we should get together and talk about it and see what we could do. Maybe even build a elements class together, like a level 2 or level 3 elements class that kind of goes deeper into the stuff. Oh God. We're going to pause for just a moment for the Chihuahuas. Oh God, so excited! Amazon's here. She is so loud. I am so sorry about that noise. I know you guys are used to the dogs, but you know what? It is what it is. But yes, Dragon, that would be great. And I think that would really go far with our patchwork pagans too. I think that'll be kind of neat
We got something,
to go through.
and then something from the company.
Might as well open it. I'm unboxing on TV
You
live.
put your letter over there.
Nope, I'm gonna open that now too.
It's gonna work.
Yeah, I'm not gonna read it.
Okay, I
don't like leaving my stuff open.
I am really enjoying Werewolf Magic. Practical, authentic practical lycanthropy by Denny Sargent. Let me show the cover. I'll go into more detail as I get further in. This is a really interesting book so far. It's got some cool exercises in it that you go through, such as building a birdhouse. And at the end, should you choose to participate, there is a ritual to become a physical werewolf.
I think that is neat.
It is very, very interesting learning about how pack animals live and work and community. I'm excited to share more as I get more into it. This is by Denny Sargent, and it's Werewolf Magic, Authentic Practical Lycanthropy. He also has a second book called, I believe it's Pack Magic. I'm going to finish this one first before I look at it. But yeah, it's very interesting so far. It's very cool
Pack magic sounds neat.
cover. And it says, of course, of community, coven, sect, group, tribe, grove. But very interesting so far. I'm looking forward to getting through this.
Yeah.
Unleash the wolf within.
I'm sure we're going to be doing some reading today and maybe starting to catch that back up. It cycles just like everything else does.
Werewolf magic challenges us to own and master the liberating power and magic of our own primal roots. So very good, very interesting so far.
Nice.
Excuse me.
That is good stuff. So I'm gonna mark that on our calendar. Dragon Dance Show. Obviously, everybody's welcome. This is not a good week because I'm actually sick, but in general, everybody's welcome to come on our whatchamacallits. So let us know when you want to come back down. But yeah. So
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah, Joy. That's something. I mean, we loved doing that before.
I would love to do the coffee hour.
Yeah. And what does that look like? Is that one? Every time I put some on there, the air conditioner cuts on.
And I like the idea of getting out for a Sunday service too.
Yeah. So
Sounds
being that, I was
Sounds
just thinking, just throwing it out there. What does the monthly coffee entail? And potentially we could do a service from there with people involved if they wanted to be. Anyway, we can talk about that. I'm excited about that stuff. Yeah. So, and I'm also glad that Rev Sue will be more engaged. Amazing. Like, I think that is the best thing that's happened to the church since I've been going.
she's
The congregation, I should say.
can't talk.
I don't know why
She is a pretty awesome lady.
It's because the vent right there. I won't burn anymore after this. Whew.
Yeah, switch it up, switch it up.
What do you mean? That is switched up.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I haven't burned any of the hings since we started.
Oh.
See, you don't even know what it smells like. But yes. I know what we used to do for the coffee hour. We would go and help out and, have, clean up and do all that stuff. Would love to do that. And I wouldn't be against doing, if we do coffee hour, having loose leaf teas available too. Something that we could do in our... Anyway. That's the reading part.
I need to order the stuff this week. So next weekend we can treat the labyrinth weeds with the natural weed killer.
Yes.
I got a pump sprayer, 2-gallon to fill up and take out, and everything seems hopefully to be settled down.
Mm-hmm.
So while we're there next weekend, we'll just go out and give it a good soaking.
Yep. That'll be fun. So as far as projects, no movement on those. Everything keeps getting paused because of everything that's going on. Which, excuse or no excuse, it is what it is. We did make some progress on our little Podcraft area outside. So we've got it now cleaned up and organized quite a bit, so it looks decent. So I'm really excited about that. Once we get, that's for sure. So I think you have the March Hares Tea Party, and then the week after that, I believe, will probably be our meeting. And I think what we are proposing, this is really not appropriate for this, but it's all running through my head now, is we need to get an annual paper, year-long calendar and start plotting out those things on paper so that we can go ahead and start working out. So we can get 6 and then 8 months ahead, so we're not rushing for things. But anyway, that being said, I wanted to talk about one of our 2 topics today, which is the red tide.
Is it back?
It's back.
Did it ever leave?
It left, but it's back. So one of the things that, if you're in Florida, you know a lot about, and some other places, is the red tide. And unfortunately, it's been back for a while, especially in Sarasota, but we're having some significant outbreaks right now. And this is ultimately an algal bloom that occurs when there's too much nutrients in the water. Well, we've had a bloom since October of last year in Sarasota, but now it's getting, it's like having these little patches of really extensive growth that's causing death. Up to 2 tons of dead fish were removed from a Sarasota beach in Manatee County.
Sad.
And most of this comes from things like runoff or fertilizer. It's one of the reasons why our weed killer that we're going to use, maybe it doesn't work quite as well. Maybe it takes a little longer, but it does okay.
Multiple applications.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
To not have these results of, thousands and tons of fish that are kind of laying out there on the beaches. And it's not even just about the smell or the necessity of it. We're killing the environment, and it's not necessary. We can do it without it. On top of that, you get burning eyes, breathing problems, dead fish on the Florida shores. which we already talked about. That stuff gets pretty bad. I know for me, I'm not going to want to go out on a beach if the just being out there can make you have breathing problems. But the thing is we have to actually do something about it, and that's where we run into some of the things that's good to be in groups like the UU, and that is one of my goals over the next couple of years is to become more active in some of these things. So I really think that it's important that we all really come through and think about, each action that we do, what is its effect on other things? Where can we dispose of things appropriately? Where can we actually prevent utilization of things that are going to cause these kind of issues? Now, a lot of it is, big corporation or even not so big corporation, the sugar industry that's dumping a lot of this stuff. So we may be implicitly involved in creating these things. I'm not saying that you have to stop doing everything that you enjoy, but we can be more mindful and we can be more active in finding ways to do things a little bit better. So unfortunately, that's the result. The result of all that is the red tide.
Ragweed must be in cycle.
Oh, I'm telling you. Yeah, those are the things I kind of want to get more involved in as we go, just slowly, because right now I've got too much on my plate. But that should actually hopefully lessen up a little bit soon. But yeah, so being an activist doesn't mean going out and screaming at every protest. It can be as simple as talking about ways to do things differently, like Rook did last week, or the week before, whatever it was, talking about the weed killer that you can make that doesn't harm the ground or the earth.
Yeah, Lynn sent me a good recipe, one of several. I'm gonna try it out.
Yeah. We need to go to the beach for sure. Like, I've been talking about that for the last week. That is my safe place. But we haven't been able to, I want to find something that's local and easy to get to that we can go to. But there's just, interestingly, the beaches don't seem very easy to get to around here. And
they're not real close.
In Cape Coral. Yeah. Good morning, Morning Star. I see your retract. Lawn fertilizer, absolutely. Yeah, so it's unfortunate that that's one of the things that happens. But again, I think about how people get like, oh, you're a tree hugger, you're overzealous environmentalist. I'm like, even if it wasn't political, which it isn't for me, wouldn't you still want to do things that didn't harm other things, right?
That sounds. I'm
just
interested.
By nature.
Dragon. I am interested, definitely.
Yes, that's going to go on the schedule, I think, for something we need to do. Because one of the things lacking for me is we're getting things like organized. We're starting to do things that have a benefit to our personal practice and whatever. But we're not very active. We're getting more active in the community with stuff like that. But those are all things that are important. We've talked about that for the past year and a half on this show, how important it is to engage in community in the best way you know how. So learning is learning.
Sharing is caring.
You're an idiot.
All right, you ready for mine? I gotta be honest, this one I kind of would giggle at before, but after COVID and hurricanes and everything, I'm not so skeptical or laughing now.
And what have I been doing well before the hurricane?
You've been a prepper for many, many years.
And I'm not and we're going to talk about that more. I'm not a conspiracy theorist prepper. I'm just a planner.
Yeah.
More than anything.
So I came across this article. It's a little bit older, but the info is still relevant on the topic. It's called "We Should All Be Preppers" by Bradley Garrett. And some points made in the article. Preppers are not so crazy after what occurred during the COVID pandemic with people buying up, oh God, everything from toilet paper to face masks to what else? Water.
I mean, everything.
Everything. Wipes. And for any prepping program, long-term food storage is a baseline component, as well as supplies such as hand sanitizer, water purification methods, bottled water, toilet paper, ways to create power like
Excuse me.
solar and wind charging devices. And your prepping should also include, oh, it disappeared.
I took it off, yeah.
It should also include medicine, tools, weapons, flashlights, items to make fire, and equipment for months of isolation if need be. Some type of weapons such as knives, machete, guns, ammunition, or whatever you would choose, bow and arrow, broom, whatever that might be. It's a good idea to put cash aside, cash on hand aside in case the electronic systems goes out, which they do during hurricanes. A lot of places like gas stations don't accept cards for gas. You have to give cash.
Yep.
Purchase and make a bug out bag always available and ready in case you need to up and leave with basic necessities. I don't think I put a first aid kit in there, but you definitely need
We have
first
a
aid
bunch
kit.
of first aid kits kind of all over.
It could be a good idea to have a bicycle for transportation in case there's a shortage of fuel. If you have pets, food for them, and a cart to attach to the bicycle for transporting your pets. If you have multiple people in your household or even live alone and with your friends, designate predetermined meetup areas and expected time frames to meet up should something happen.
Talk much?
Travel to those places together beforehand to practice so that you really know the way. There is a company, Wise Company, that's Salt Lake City, Utah based, that is a provider of freeze-dried foods. And this is just one that was in the article. There's tons of them. I think Costco and Target even had it. But this Wise Company offers food with a 25-year shelf life. You can pay however you want, but they do have one program that's $10,000 that covers 3 meals a day for 1 year for a family of 4. That's a little extreme. You can actually just buy buckets of beef, chicken, meat, vegetables, fruit, anything you can imagine, as well as, of course, MREs like the military does. Costco offered a year's supply of freeze-dried food for $5,000.
Hi, Shar.
These are like way expensive and way kind of the extreme examples, but you can buy different freeze-dried options, different packages of foods, and they're supposed to last 25 years.
They
So
do.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, as long as they're not opened.
Why are people secretive? Because people like me laugh at them. But
That's not the only reason.
I'm not laughing now.
Do you know why else we're secretive?
Because hoarding has become a pathological label put on people. Also, why?
Because I know that if I take the time and energy over a long period of time to prepare and store up things, that other people may potentially take my life to get it if they're desperate.
True.
It's dangerous.
That's a good point. And so, while we don't plan for the end of the world necessarily, we should plan for the inevitable catastrophes of existence.
Yeah.
So that was an
And we're gonna-
interesting and smart article with some great ideas. And then, part of a disaster emergency plan is you got to think about coming back. What are time frames to get back to your home? If it's a hurricane or whatever it is, you should have several different scenarios and plan for how you're going to get back and reintegrate into normal life.
Whatever normal is.
Whatever normal is.
So we're going to go a little bit deeper into that topic of prepping because, it's a big topic for me. It's something I've been doing for a long time, and I want to share some of the things that we do that can be helpful, that anybody can do. First, though, I do want to show a couple of pictures. We've been talking about Ostara, obviously, spring equinox coming.
Ziggy. Don't you have life straws?
I do.
Yeah, that's Ziggy said she recommends those. That's a really good idea.
It is. Life straws are amazing. But real quick, we talked about Ostara, right? We're talking about different ways you can decorate your altar. Last week we talked a little bit about spring equinox, Alban Alir. We're going to go into a little bit more detail about that Druid celebration and how it may be a little bit different. But we talked also about pastels, eggs, and why we decorate with those things. So I just wanted to share a few quick things this week related to that. These are some of the other pictures that I had saved from the internet of different ways you can have altars. I like this one because it's pretty simple and it's out in the middle of the weeds.
That is cool.
Yeah, I just really like that one. This one, a lot going on. This is an interior one. Lots of candles and things and flowers. I like the way that we use the twigs to make the pentacle. Kind of hard to see there on the right side.
That is really beautiful. That's cool.
Got some dried, looks like roses up on the side, but doing different things just to kind of get your brain in the mode. This is definitely a more Hearth Witch style. I like it. Doesn't have to be all bright and pretty and eggy.
I prefer that other one. Ooh,
Another simple one.
I like the Gaia in the middle.
We have that Gaia statue.
She's pretty. Yeah, I really like that.
Along with some light colored pastels. So this is also another very simple one. We've used plastic eggs and decorations down here. And then another simple one. Again, this is very Easter-like with some either pie or flan. What are the two? Looks like the Easter bunny. Which, if we think about the Easter bunny, we think about Easter and the hare and the actual story of the hare, which we talked about last week. And then eggs and some light-colored beads and stones. So some looks like salt quartz and then some rose quartz there. And that is just a couple of things I wanted to add to our discussion each week as we go talking about a star and spring equinox.
Cool.
Before I move on, I am going to do a real quick rundown of where we are in the life of the moon and the sun. We're still in Pisces. That hasn't changed. That's not changing until March 20th. But we're currently in a waning gibbous. We just had a full moon about, 3-4 days ago?
Yeah.
Everything
oh, God,
runs-
it was huge.
It's huge. Still is. But as we go through and look this week, what's the forecast look like? Monday through Wednesday, this is going to be some time frames where we have lots of miscommunication, easy spin out, control issues. Just try to identify frustrations welling up first, realize it's situational, and then make sure that you're not doing anything to further it. This might go along a little bit with you, paranormal, especially Monday through Wednesday. If you feel like somebody's angry with you or frustrated or doesn't like you, it might just be situational, and you might even be interpreting some of the information wrong. Just keep doing what you do. Keep doing the best you can. That's all anybody can ask. As we move into the end of the week, Thursday and Friday, these are relaxed days. If you're working, go out to lunch. If you're not, grab some friends. Go have a picnic if you can. Thursday and Friday are days where our water and our earth are really balanced. So you'll want to spend some time outdoors, some time with people, and some time with just being present. Saturday and Sunday is going to be kind of crazy. Saturday and Sunday sounds like a lot of existential thought processes. What does life mean? What's happening? What's everything going? No decisions this weekend. This weekend is about having fun. It's about letting things go. It's about being present in the time, because there's going to be the potential to wonder what really is going down the rabbit hole. So it is a perfect weekend for the Hare's Tea Party. We are going to have our Aquarius minds going around with the moon, and we're going to still be in our excuse me, our Pisces water. So good timing. Just remember, really the 3 days to really worry about: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Don't let yourself read into something too far, because you might make some mistakes there. You don't want to do that. So we're going to move to our main topic. This I'm going to pull up first just because I found it interesting. I looked everywhere and went through a whole bunch of stuff to try to find pagan preppers. There actually is a group on YouTube called Pagan Preppers, which I would love to engage.
Oh, that is cool.
But I can't recommend it because there's been no videos in a year.
Oh, wow.
So, but if you want to check it out, they're Pagan Preppers. They've got a Facebook page and Instagram, some other things. It's very much, I think, for that group, it seems a lot more homesteadish. Which
Okay,
is,
Joy. Have a good day.
Thanks, Joy.
Thank you for stopping in.
Which is very important when it comes to, just being with the land anyway, is homesteading. Homesteading is partial prepping. There's a difference, though. But anyway, I just wanted to show this site real quick. It's called Pagan Preparedness, or paganpreparedness.com if you want to check it out. It's got some really good information. I can tell that they put this up but have not really done much with it in a long time, but it does have some great information on it. I'm going to try to see if I can't get a hold of and or email the owner and see if they're planning on putting anything up there or if they'd like some input, because I've been doing this for quite a few years. But anyway, you can see across the top here what I like about this website is it hits all the main things. You need primitive skills, potential armory, archery, security, training, homesteading, green living, healing, health and diet, rewilding, living in season, self-defense, shelter, pet prepping, which is huge, RV prepping, and communication.
Little babies.
So that's why I wanted to kind of pull that up. If you want to check it out, again, that's paganpreparedness.com. Again, I don't think it's an active website, but there's some really good information on there. And I'm, like I said, I'm going to try to reach out to them and see if they're interested in having more people add to it, because it doesn't look like it's been utilized in a while. So the reason we wanted to bring up prepping really is because of the result from the hurricane and from COVID, and now from all the shit hits the fan stuff going on today, right?
Yeah.
I think the biggest, the easiest form of prepping is what we do for hurricane preparedness, right? What we learned, at least what I learned during the hurricane this time, is if we had to stay in this house after the hurricane occurred and we didn't have insurance and things that kept us in a place for a while, our biggest difficulty would have been cooking and pets, keeping the pets cool and comfortable. Yeah, obviously we have a Samoyed, can't be in 90-degree weather all day. She will get sick if that happens. So that was something that, you know, we kind of worry about. One of the things we do to prepare for our pets, each time we get dog food, we try to get a little bit ahead so that we have a few bags in reserve. If you don't have money to go out and buy 5 bags of, large bags of pet food, that's understandable. But each time you buy a bag, buy an extra small bag, rotate it out, start growing up a little bit of extra food that you have. So we have 3 extra bags at any given time to kind of support the dogs if we need to, right? So we have extra food. Same thing for the ferrets. We've got 3 extra bags of food for them.
Water for the pets.
Didn't buy it all at one time, right? It's over the last 3 years, we've ordered 1 extra bag periodically so that we could, save up a little bit. But you want to make sure you continue rotating it. Water, another good thing. You think of a gallon per day per person for drinking water, plus a gallon per day per person for utilization. That is very low. But what's helpful about that is you can use water in different ways, right? We have a pool. Obviously, the pool will go green. That's where the life straw comes in handy. If we stay and don't actually bug out, we can use life straw to drink from the pool if we had to. There's ways to learn how to make distillers using just the sunlight and mirrors. So there's lots of things you can do that can help you prep. The most important thing, though, for preparedness, yes, Dragon Dancer. We were literally just talking about we need to go out to the range very soon. So absolutely would love to go out to the range. Absolutely. We're also looking for an outdoor range if we can find one. That was what we really wanted.
We would love to go for sure.
And that's good. 50 plus gallons is a lot. We definitely don't have that much. What I really wanted to do was get large containers, but I worry that large containers, if one gets contaminated, you lose a lot at one point. So what my grandmother used to do is she would get gallon jugs, clean them like for milk and stuff, and they were done. She would rinse them out, and then she would fill them back up and put a drop or 2 of chlorine in them, bleach, and then set them aside and just rotate them every year. But yes, we should definitely have water is the biggest thing. We can go a long time without food, but water you absolutely have to have.
In a place where you're going to go to the bathroom, they dig a hole.
Depending. Like, I guess the other big question is that preparing for a hurricane is different because it's generally temporary, and you can find other ways around. But what if it becomes permanent? That's going to be something that you want to prepare for. You're going to have long-term solutions. Life straw is a short-term solution. I know how to make my own water filter if I have to. I know how to boil water without electricity. Those are 2 things that could be very beneficial, very important. If we have to leave our home and go somewhere where there is not water, where there is not a pool, are we going to be able to dig a well in that area? How low is the water table? In Florida, water table is pretty high, so we'll be able to get to it. But then what do you do with it? You can't just drink it right out of there and risk getting diarrhea, losing more water, being sick. You have to know how to boil it to kill everything that's in it. And you have to know how to filter it to get some of the solids out of it. All really important things that you can look at for preparedness. Stocking up on food, things that have high energy content but long shelf life, like beans, dry beans, that is. Rice, canned food, about 2 or 3 years generally. Those are all things that you can do.
That's good to know, Lee. We'll have to check that out. That'd be cool. If the sheriff's office opened their range up once a month.
I would love to do that.
Hello.
She's made an appearance.
Hello.
Marshmallow.
Hello.
I think the key to being prepared is thinking of situations where you can actually do something that will help you figure out what you need to do. Meaning, if like utilizing what you have and what's available. I know the other thing that I really wanted to do is, it's definitely not. But what we want to do is put in what do you call those things? Water reclamation. Oh my God, my mind just went blank and it was there a minute ago. Rainwater collection. Rainwater collection, you probably don't want to drink either unless you boil it and filter it. So what is that good for? Well, that's good for flushing the toilet. If you need to flush the toilet, that's good for potentially rinsing things out or doing other things. You just don't want to actually drink it unless you do the boiling or distilling method, which can take a lot of energy. So those are things that you can do. Thank you. Yeah, she's gorgeous, but she's annoying as hell. Mm-hmm. She knows it too.
Mm-hmm. And she's proud of it.
We have bug out bags. Bug out bags are not going to get you very far. It's about 2 to 3 days worth of stuff, but they do have like a knife, a lighter, things to start fire with, a fire blanket, things to warm up with, small med kits. All of our heirloom seeds are in there, so we have the stuff that we can plant if we need to. What else do we have in there? Paracord, just things that we could find that are very utilizable. And we didn't utilize those during Hurricane Ian because our only issue really at the house was the loss of electricity and cooling, because we had a place to go that had water and food. We had work, and we had our hotel on the other side. If we didn't have those things, it would have been very nice, very important for us to have what we have. We also have a very small, what do you call it? Stove, a little camping stove that has stove pellets that can burn really hot and get a fire started. Mostly for boiling water if you need to or not. Dragon Dancer, flushing the toilet with the food, the flood water. We had a facility do that. We had a lake that overflowed, and they used the water in the overflowed lake to flush the toilets with so that we could conserve our drinking water. Again, the biggest thing I think that would have made us stay here would have been electricity for air conditioning. That would have been the number one thing, because the rest we could have done. We could have cooked food. We could have eaten cold canned food, which is usually fine. We had plenty of water stored. It was literally it's just too hot for the dogs. They were all panting the whole time, and we were not going to put them through that. Yeah, he stayed with me that night. He was a good dog.
You stayed here with him? For the hurricane?
Yeah, we didn't. I just got the big thing for us now is getting a generator that can run the whole house without spending everything that we have in savings, which is hard to do because that's out of our reach. It's too much. So what we did do is we had a mini split installed that can run off of our portable generator, which I know there's portable air conditioners, but they are so much less efficient than a mini split. And that mini split will run off of our generator just fine. So we'll at least have one large area that is air conditioned. And that, I think, if something does happen again, which it won't for at least 15 years, but if it were to happen again, we would have backup. We need a grill too. That was the other thing. But anyway, that's kind of like the idea behind prepping. Isn't really to go all out and at some point and go outside of your means and be prepared. It's starting to do small things that you can initiate with. I think the life straw is probably one of the best things you can do to start, right? Because that life straw, if everything goes down, you can drink from most water sources, no matter how nasty it is. We have 2 life straws, and then we have the life straw water bottle, where you fill the water bottle up and filters through the life straw, and they're good for quite a few many gallons, and long shelf life. You'll want something to cut with. A knife, like you said, paracord is important. And then we do have some small rations in there. For our hurricane prep, we have boxed foods. So we have these big boxes, and they're numbered. Mm-hmm. And on each one of those, I have a spreadsheet because, I'm me. The spreadsheet isn't for when the grid goes down. It's for when it's up, so that we know what's expired and not, and we can rotate it out. So we keep things in there like freeze-dried fruits, canned fruits, things that are going to be harder to get initially until we get a system in place. Some people say that, let's say because right now I think World War III is going to happen pretty soon. I mean, honestly. And if it does and things go south from there, it's going to take a good 6 months to a year that we need to cover before we can actually start growing something or making, whatever it takes to grow those things back up. The last thing I wanted to mention, and I've talked way too much, the last thing I wanted to mention is transportation. And we're lucky that we have opportunities to get different modes of transportation. So we obviously have vehicle. We have motorcycles, which get 60, 70 miles a gallon, which we could still utilize. I'm not going to say whether we do or don't have gas stored in our garage, because if you do, make sure you do it safely. We would never do that. It's unsafe for large amounts, but you could, you're not going to get as far. 3 miles is going to get a motorcycle a lot further than it'll get a car if you're able to do it that way. So should we have to bug out, what we would probably do is take one large vehicle with all the stuff in it and one motorcycle. Bikes, also extremely important. We don't have the storage room, but I want to get a trailer for the bike so we could pull stuff in the bikes. Let's say there is no gas or, things like that. Yeah, I remember after Irma was definitely
it was bad.
Terrible. This wasn't as bad, but
it just hit more damage.
I think this time, what really bugged, was... I think my job is what gave me the most stress this time.
Yeah, if we didn't have to be at work, it would be a lot better. Yeah. We could be here.
Because throughout the whole thing, we were, especially you, not able to take a single day off work.
Nope.
As a matter of fact, working double more than likely, which is one of the things that kind of sucks about it, but also gives us the ability to prepare better. Part of the pagan process, whatever the fuck that means, part of being a pagan does mean to me being with nature and understanding what nature is and what it can do and what it is for us. I also understand that this house is our nest. And anything that I can do to stay within this nest gives me more security and stability. So I want to plan things in a way that will allow me to stay here. So next time, we have an issue, we're a little bit better situated where we have an area that can be cool for the dogs and for us to relax, but we'll still be able to do what we need to do. And we don't need a $30,000 generator to do it.
No.
So, anything for you to add to that?
No, I think you covered.
Stop it!
All that.
And it hurts. These dogs are trying to climb my leg.
Just anything you can do to prep, and a little bit in each area will definitely be helpful.
Yeah.
I know I'm going to work on getting some of the freeze-dried food because hurricane season starts in 2.5 months. Runs from June through the end of November, so can't believe it's already going to start again half the freaking year.
Do you mind?
We're not going to have any with the effects of Ian this year.
No.
For many years.
We will not. So I think that's kind of one of the key factors is really just looking at what you've got going on and slowly trying to add to your ability to prepare. Start with small things. If you don't have a lot of money, make sure you have a good solid knife. You can get a very nice solid machete for protection and for other things that you might need it for about $20 at Home Depot. Even Walmart has them. Large bags of food, you can even go to the Dollar Tree, like dried rice, dried beans. And if you don't need them, you don't need them. But if you do, you have them there. That can give you the energy you need to kind of do some of the things you do. And, you know, Dragon, you make a really good point. Knowing your neighbors is really important, too, if they're neighbors that you can trust. You have to be a little careful at first, because when shit hits the fan, if it does, and that you have something that they need to survive, it could turn against you. That's a very pessimistic way to look at that particular thing, but on the other hand, it is also good to know your neighbors. Like, we met our neighbor during the hurricane, and were able to help each other out a bit with different things.
Was good. He really helped us too with the tree, and
so, you know, during the hurricane, we helped them with gas and things that they needed, and then afterwards, they helped us with removal of trees and getting some semblance of normalcy. So, very important to know your neighbors, but know your neighbors, not just think you know your neighbors. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have bad storms this year. I don't feel it for a while. I think we're we're in recovery.
We're leveled.
Well, I think we're in recovery. I think even Gaia knows we're in recovery, or knows we need to be in recovery. But I think our big thing this year is going to be World War III. I really do. I really think that's going to happen. So we're going to have difficulty getting gas, or gas is at least at minimum going to go up significantly in price. Food is going to get hard. Finn, stop, please. Food is going to be more difficult. Things are just going to get more and more difficult.
Come here.
So.
Come here.
Yes.
Come here.
Absolutely. And not only that, but starting it beforehand is really a critical piece. Like we said, know where your place is. If you need to bug out, meaning you need to go somewhere else where it's not good here, you've got to go. You got to know where you're going to go, and you got to plan it beforehand. And you don't have to do everything all at once. Do it over time. That's how we've done it. So, last thing I'll leave you with, I wish I had the link, is there is a light, a flashlight that runs off of water.
Ooh, cool.
It works multiple times. You fill it up with water, you give it a few shakes, and it works off of electrolysis. Not a very bright light, but it is enough to see at night and help you do things you need to do. So if you have no batteries and everything's dead, you'll have a nice opportunity to see around. So,
Bubby.
yeah, he's hurt my foot.
He's my bubby.
He doesn't care either.
He's my buddy.
So, if you have any tips, put them in the Two Pondering Pagans Discord. We'd love to hear them. And check out that paganpreparedness.com website. There's lots of really good information on there. One thing we tend to forget, especially me, is skills. So skills are something that I am focused on this year, which is like shooting and being knowing how to use a bow and arrow, knowing how to build your own stuff, how to do things off grid. So skills is very important, and also our independent and personal health. If we're not healthy and we're have difficulties, like I'm definitely not healthy, that is going to affect your plans for survival. That will get significantly worse when either shit hits the fan or another major event. So anyway, that's it for today. We are not going to do tarot. I know it sounds like I'm feeling a lot better as we go through this probably, but I do not feel good. And when I don't feel good, tarot doesn't work for me. Like, it just doesn't. I can't place the energy I need to in it. So, not pulling any cards today, but we didn't want to skip the actual show. So, but again, would love to hear any of your ideas that you might have in when it comes to prepping. We'll share some things. I probably can make a channel in there too.
Hey, Tina.
Because I know there are some people that really want to get involved in the prepping community. There's lots of good information. I'll tell you, my number one prepping person is Canadian Prepper. Right now, he's a bit on a tirade about World War III every day, so lots of that. But if you go to his older videos, you'll learn a lot about how to be safe and get prepared for emergencies. There's the Discord link if you don't have it. Again, thank you so much for stopping by. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you for stopping in.
Hope you have a great rest of your day. We will see a lot of you out next week, hopefully. And we'll go from there.
Have a safe week.
Have a good one.
Have a good week. A restful week.
Oh, wait. We still have to do the favorite part, don't we?
Yes.
Sorry, I almost got in trouble.
That's still in. Have a safe week.
You can't turn the volume down on that?
Oh, wait, we still have to do the favorite part.
He is. Let me tell you, I'm good. I'm good. It's okay.
All right. Please check out all of these awesome creators, witches and wonderfuls, from the Cauldron Witch on Instagram and from the Cauldron Witch Tarot on Instagram. Follow her on Instagram and watch for her live notification. Usually on Sundays she goes and she is an awesome intuitive tarot reader. Paranormal Witch on YouTube and Lady Rose 819 on Instagram. She puts out a great weekly blog filled with history, and you've just got to follow her, Lady Rose 819 on Instagram. Unexplained Possibilities on YouTube and Unexplained Possibilities on Instagram. We all know and love Melvin, so check him out. Look at his previous videos. Watch for his notifications on when he goes live. Ziggy Dreadful on Twitch. If you catch her playing a game, she's often likely to ask you to join in and play, as well as Mayville on Twitch. Addie Estate on Twitch and Instagram, Mr. Malice on YouTube, and Addie Estate on Facebook and Twitter, who along with the guy sitting next to me does the Friday night podcast at 8 Eastern Time, The Malice Experience. And we are Two Pondering Pagans on YouTube and Facebook, Two Pondering Pagans on Twitter. I'm Rook Tempest on YouTube and Rook_Tempest on Instagram. And this guy next to me is Mystic Salann on Twitch and Salann Tallman on YouTube. Thank you all so much for spending some of your Sunday with us. I hope you have a great day and a wonderful week.
Channel and category has been added for prepping pagans. Yay.
Hooty hoo!
See y'all later.